Team building. Team building is perhaps the most simple yet confusing thing you could probably do in this game. Mainly because team comps in this game are heavily dependent on the type of content you'll be taking on in Grand Summoners. But Empty, what do you mean by that? I hear you asking that, my young summoner, and I'll tell you. If you're tackling harder endgame content, such as the later chapters of the story, or certain hard bosses like Chloe and Ganon, your team will change drastically, and you will need to adjust it to whatever you are facing. But luckily for us, half of the work can be done very, very fast. For example, let's say that I want to build a team around the main character Reyes. Reyes will be our main attacker for our team, and we want to make sure that the other units support him and make him shine. Speaking of which, since we already have our attacker, let's put in our support unit that will help us gain arts throughout the entire quest. We can add Fen on here. Fen is a support unit that is able to provide art gen for the entire team. So since he's able to just give everybody arts, we could just add him right here on the second slot and he'll fit right in with Reyes. On top of that, he's part of the main story. Why wouldn't you want to add him? And boom, the first half is done. Choosing an attacker and an art gen support is usually what you want to go for immediately, and after that, the other two units can provide the same thing if you want to. Now we move on to the third slot. The third slot I think will also be easy for you because usually everybody else seems to put another art gen type on here, and I will put Mako. Mako is another art gen unit. She also provides heals as well as an arts buff to the entire team and can do a small debuff with her normal arts to the enemy. So we'll add her here and it'll make sure that we end up loading our 2 arts a lot faster. So let's just put her on the team and boom, there's the 3 units right there. Now for the 4th slot. The 4th slot is honestly a very, very flexible slot you can have on your team. You could put just about anybody on here. If you want another attacker, you can do that. If you want another defensive or another art gen type, you can do that as well. I'll put a defensive unit up here. I'll put Ram. I hardly get to use Ram, and I think she's pretty cool, and she'll fit right in with the team here. And there you go. There's your team right there. An attacker, 2 supports, and a defensive, or whatever you decided to put at the end. But that's not the only thing you should really be worrying about, because equipment slots. Equipment is what you want to make sure you're looking at before you end up heading into any content that you're going into. You want to make sure that your equipments give you what you're looking for specifically for the team. For Fen and Mako, you want to have support equipment that will give arts to the entire team. When it comes to defensive equips, you also want to do the same thing if you want a nice sustain team. But aside from that, yeah, that's pretty much it. When it comes to making teams in the game, it can get very iffy, but I always suggest reading and looking at the kits of the units and what they provide in order for you to make a team that will be viable for you to clear most of the content in the game. Remember, when it comes down right to it, you have to make sure that they all have some sort of synergy with one another. Now, when it comes to endgame content, that's a whole different beast to tackle, and there are plenty of guides out there that can help you with those harder bosses, how to deal with them. But yeah, let me know what you all think. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was short and sweet, and leave a comment if you did, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and just comment down below what you thought. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Before I leave, can you guys help my boy Ace get to 1K subs? He does a lot of Grand Summoners content as well. He mainly just summons, but he also has some starter guide tips for newer players, and I think it'd be cool if you guys could check him out as well. Do that for me. He's trying to get to 1K subs. He's around 800 right now, so yeah, do that for me if you're able to. Thanks. Now I can say bye.